Riding on the high tide, startups are making the most of the bustling online travel space in the country, and Yatra.com is one among them. An OTA or online travel agency founded in 2006, Dhruv Shringi conceived this idea while he was working at eBookers, a Europe-based online travel company. The online travel business was fairly untapped in the country, then with a single dominating player, Make My Trip, says Dhruv, and so he decided to launch a travel portal for online air, rail and bus ticketing.
Travel is one of the largest consumption categories in India after retail. It's almost a $30 billion industry. And the online travel today accounts for roughly about a quarter of that business. But if you were to look back a few years ago when we guys started off, which is middle of 2006, at that point in time, online travel was pretty much non-existent. Indian Railways was the only site which had a rudimentary online presence. Right? The low-cost carriers were just about evolving into the country, and then there was an incumbent player in the form of Make My Trip. So that pretty much was the landscape in 2006 when we guys set off.
With roughly 20 employees in the beginning and a tiny space in Gurgaon, the startup went live in August 2006. While Manish Amin focused on the technical front, Dhruv and Sabina devoted their time to get hotels and airlines on board. However, the founders admit the concept came about at a time when the urban middle-class traveller was skeptic about online payments. But what was on offer was much more valuable to the end consumer. Instead of a travel agent guiding them, one could choose from a range of flights with complete transparency in terms of pricing. And all this information free of cost. With the sole power residing in the hands of the consumer, the business grew by storm.
When you look back, the real value add that came in through online travel was that the portals brought in tremendous amount of transparency into a very opaque sector. Right? When you typically went to a travel agent, he sat behind a screen, right? Or if you look back 30 years ago, they stand behind a book, right? And they had all the information and you had none. So there was a lot of information arbitrage which existed between a customer and the seller. What the portals did was they brought tremendous amount of transparency.
From the initial domestic and international travel tickets, hotels and holiday packages were additional add-ons on offer as the concept took off. Initial investors like Reliance, Norwest Venture Partners and TV18 brought additional credibility to the venture. And the startup now sees a 40 to 50% year-on-year growth, says the team.